Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is all going to be about impact. I'm going to show you a really simple drill to make sure that you are improving that impact, getting your hands leading the golf club for a better contact. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is all going to be about impact. How can we improve your contact, your consistency of strike by making sure that our hands are leading the club into impact with a mid-iron here. So I'm going to show you a really simple drill that you could do on the practice area or at home in the garden to improve your contact next time you get on the golf course. So I'm going to do this with a mid-iron. I've got a 6-iron here, but we could talk about this with any particular club. So what we're going to be doing as the drill is simply playing the ball a lot more forwards than we would normally do. So for a 6-iron, I'd generally be playing the ball just forwards of centre, so just forwards of my sternum. But what I'm going to do is actually play the ball nearer where I'd play a driver, so up near my lead heel. But I'm going to try and hit a really low flat ball flight. So it's harder for me to do it from here, which is why it's going to encourage me to make sure I get my handle leading the golf club through impact. So when I move that ball to a more traditional ball position, it's going to feel easier. We almost want to make our practice harder than the reality, so we can get on the golf course and it feel easier to get our handle leading the golf club. So tour average for a mid-iron here, a 7-iron, a 6-iron, is 11 degrees of shaft lean, which just means the handle of the golf club is ahead of the golf club head. Now they're not de-lofting it by 11 degrees because of how the shaft bows or bends. We're generally looking at numbers around 5 degrees de-lofted. So my 6-iron has got 29 degrees of loft on. I'm looking to take that down to 24-ish, somewhere around that kind of number by having my handle forwards. What we see with a lot of amateurs is them coming through with the handle more level with the golf club, so they haven't de-lofted it at all, or worse still, potentially even adding a little bit of loft. And we tend to see high, weak shots and lack of distance. Often when our handle is behind, we could be catching the ground first, or more than not quite often thin, so slightly out the bottom of the golf club there. And anytime we're not hitting the centre, we're losing distance. Anytime we're adding loft, we're losing distance. So what we really want at impact is we're trying to get pressure into our lead foot, so my front foot here, pressure into my lead heel because my body is opening, and my handle leading the golf club. Now we don't want to achieve that by getting our head swaying, moving ahead of the golf ball. So when I do this exercise, I'm going to be very conscious of keeping my head or my nose more over the top of the golf ball, but I really want to try and get the feeling that my handle is leading the golf club. Automatically, as I get that feeling, I can start to feel more pressure into my lead leg as well. Let's get straight into the drill. So we're only going to be making a shorter swing here. This ball might well go splash in that lake. But what we're going to do is set up with the ball well forwards in my stance. You can see it's up where I'd be playing a driver, but I'm going to be trying to hit a very flat, low ball flight. So I'm really trying to get my handle leading the golf club. Now you could just keep an eye on the trajectory and make sure you go lower and lower and lower, or we could even set out a pitching gate in front. So with a couple of tall sticks, you could sort of set up effectively a rugby post where you've got to try and drive that ball underneath it. And then it really focuses you on trying to get lower and lower and lower. So it's a good one on the driving range. As I said, I'm just going to set up with the ball forwards, but I'm going to be conscious of keeping my head in roughly the same position, which is actually slightly behind the golf ball here because that ball's more forwards. So I'm not going to try and lean and start more left. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to start in my normal setup position, quite even, with my weight or my pressure from left to right, but I'm going to be trying to hit a low driving ball flight with the feeling that my handle is more leading the golf club. Let me give it a go. I'm just going to make more of a half swing. But really get that low driving ball flight here. I've got pressure onto my lead leg, pressure onto my lead heel because I can feel my toes slightly up, and it really feels like my hands were leading the golf club. Now I blocked it a little bit out right, I'm not worried about the direction, but what I got was a nice shallow divot, but after impact, which is really hard to do when the ball's that far forwards in my stance. Let me do one more of those. So ball forwards like a driver, even though we're hitting a mid-iron. Normal setup position, I don't want to lean forwards, but can I hit a low driving ball flight? But really getting that feeling that my handle is leading the golf club. So you will see through impact there that I'm producing an impact position closer to this where my handle is definitely leading the golf club. Again, I'm getting that ball turf contact. So once we've done some of those drills, we could go into some full swings with the ball more central, and it will automatically get us that feeling of our handle leading the golf club. We're de-lofting and getting that ball turf strike. It's a really simple drill, but it's a great one to do on the practice area or the driving range to improve your contact, to improve your impact. Let me know how you get on with it. If you did enjoy the content in this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel as well, guys. It is for free and there's new content every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5:30. Thanks, we'll see you soon.